Morning, guys, and welcome to our latest video review here at Game Theory. I got some really exciting stuff to go through and kind of going to go through an overview of what's been happening over the past couple of weeks, everything with the market, everything with Game Theory, and everything with our brand new game, Altergene. So very excited about that. So as we always do, we're just going to start by going over the statistics. So if we head over to the website, anyone who hasn't seen, this is our landing page that we have there now. So click enter to play and it will take us inside. And it's been a little bit slow this morning. See how it loads. But yeah, our total value lot sitting at $525,198. USD price, you can see there. Oh, or not, you can't see it then. The price at $8.30 for Ethereum. I think it was about 57 cents for the game token. Sitting in the treasury, we're sitting at about $5,000 in stable coins, and we're sitting at $250,000 in team token. In terms of unique holders, we're sitting at 357 different unique holders, which is up from last week. In terms of NFTs, we've minted 63 of our Generation 1 NFTs, so there's 237 left of those to go. Plus, we now have the silver, gold, and platinum NFTs, which are available to be minted. And we're going to be talking about them in a bit more detail. In our social channels, so we're sitting at 1,880 Discord members, so we're getting near to that 2,000 Discord member mark. And with our Twitter, that keeps on rising, so we're currently sitting at 613 Twitter followers. That's been going up and up. In our TVL list, so if we head over to DeFi Llama, yes, so you got, I see Tomb and Savannah still sitting at the top. So for us at our current TVL at 525, we would be coming in at the number 20 spot, just in between Dibs Money and Piggy Finance. It's a little bit, and then you got around Miniverse, Unite Finance, Quartz, kind of in that range over there. And to get into the top 10 list, we're looking to get up to 3.6 million to kind of get above Peak Finance, and that's where they're sitting over there. So that is the total value lock list. And that's actually one of the places where I want to be starting off with, because one of the questions with the community is looking at our TVL now compared to where it was about a week and a half ago. People kind of asking, what is it that happened to kind of cause that drop off in our total value lock list? First place I wanted to start is hopping onto Deck Screener and looking at the Fantom token. So obviously we're on the Fantom ecosystem. If we look over to the 21st of March, which is almost 2 weeks ago, I think it's 12 days ago, the price of Fantom was sitting at $1.20. And then as you can see over the preceding week and a half, the price went all the way down to as low as 67 cents. So that's almost a 50% drop in the value of Fantom in terms of the whole system. So obviously we're on the Fantom network, and being a small project that just launched, we're very heavily affected by that, both directly and indirectly. Directly in the sense that our investors are on the Fantom network, and so if people are dropping off, people are being liquidated, if people have other positions that they want to be protecting or taking money out to do things, that they're going to more naturally take money out of projects that are newer and less mature in order to shore up some of their other positions as well. And the other way it affects us, if we head over to look at Tomb itself, so obviously Tomb Finance is what we're based off of, like we're a Tomb fork, as well as having a lot of other mechanics, but that's the core of the seniorage model. And they were at the same place. Obviously, they're pegged to Fantom. So again, on the 21st of April, they were sitting at $1.19, so just below the price of Fantom. And then they went all the way down to 61 cents too. So they actually lost 50% of their value on the bottom, and then they've recovered a little bit too. So being the fact that the network that we are on and then the protocol that we are based off of both lost 50% of their value, for us to lose 2/3 of our value, it really kind of corresponds given our size, our relative size compared to their relative size. So that's really the majority of the story of what has happened, is just the general network itself has seen a huge kind of correction from that. And for us, is we feel the hit heavier being smaller, and for us the recovery will just take a little bit longer too. So that's really what the main cause of what's happened with us. A couple other factors that have been a part of that too is that for us is our number of unique holders versus what our TVL got to when we're at our all-time high was very unbalanced because there were so many people who were really excited about the idea of what we were building here at Game Theory, but it's difficult to sustain that volume of total value locked when we're having 350 holders and having $1.5 million of total value locked. If you do the math, that means that the average holder was just had a lot of money in the protocol, which is a hard thing to keep up with. And we were saying it the entire time, we're building our unique holders. And you saw early on, it's like, one big sell or one big buy would have an ability to influence and move up the price. So I say that honestly, the total value locked we have now is a lot more reflective of the size of our community. And it's going to be a lot easier for us to be sustainable and move forward and grow with that total value locked to unique holder ratio. And so as the holders continue to increasing in a more of a steady amount, it'll be a lot easier for us to sustain versus kind of like the big jump ups and then the big drop offs. I was going back through the numbers and I saw that there was like one day where we like quadrupled in total value locked. And so when you have those wild swings, it just creates a lot of incentive for traders to then sell out of their positions if they get a quick 50% increase, a quick 2x on their return as well. So it's going to be a lot easier for us to grow steadily and increase over time to be able to maintain that as we increase our holders versus kind of like the big increases and the big rips in total value locked. The other thing for us too is that if we go back to the list on DeFi Llama over here, for any of you guys who are investors who've been investing in different kind of seniorage protocols over the space of time, if we look at some of the names on this list, so I see like Dark Crypto, I know like Bomb Money, Great Finance, Ripe, so like this list right here that you can see, if we go down to the bottom, it includes, these aren't even really coins. So let's say total value locked, anything over 100K, let's say. So up to 25. So even you see Ice Cream Finance, but there is only 25 different tomb forks that have over $100,000 of total value locked. For you guys who have been in the space for a little bit, it's like, I think Scarab came out either in December or January. They were one of the early forks. And so we're talking about a period of maybe 4 or 5 months. And there's 25 of these tomb forks that are still like going and still like have some relative health. And there have been hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of different of these tomb forks that have actually launched. So for us, we're in a space that's been incredibly volatile, and you've seen so many projects come and you've seen so many projects go. And one of the big differences for us is that the projects that were able to have some success, they have built mechanisms to help them to control the inflation going into the system through the giving support and giving demand for their peg token. But in our personal opinion, a lot of those mechanisms are not things that are actually going to last over the long term or be super sustainable. Things like nodes where people are locking up their money, or just different features that definitely help. But in terms of, are they actually providing real value? We looked at that and saw that, those weren't mechanisms that we really wanted to go after. For us, our mechanisms is building these blockchain games. And with these games, it's so different to do that versus building like a blockchain protocol, something like a node system. Something like a node you can come up with very easily, helps people lock up their tokens, you give them an APR, but what's the utility of really doing that? It's really kind of doing a job of convincing people that it's a smart idea, but you're not really giving them any kind of product or any kind of service. Whereas for us, we're building these real games. So as you've seen with our launch of AlterGene, which we're going to be talking about in a minute, is that on day one of launch, everything isn't fixed yet. There's little things with like, the volume, or it's like the speed, having more servers. Like, it takes time to build things that have real value. And given the way that the seniority platforms work, having that constant inflation go into the system, it's very difficult to keep up with that inflation without having those features in place. And that's why you've seen so many different tomb forks come and then go very quickly, because they just burn out really, really quickly. And for us, because the features that we're building have real utility, it just takes a little bit of time. So if AlterGene had come out 2 weeks earlier, I'm sure you would actually have seen that the protocol we still have a lot more TVL for sure if that had happened, but it just takes time and is part of the development cycle. And that's why we've been saying from day one, Game Theory is a platform that's not designed for people to come in and, flip and double your money in 1 week and then get out of the protocol. This is something that's designed to be over the long term. We have a long-term roadmap. We have a long-term vision, and the kind of the ups and downs of the crypto market on a day-to-day or a week-to-week or even a month-to-month basis isn't something that really influences how we're going about things. Like, our original roadmap hasn't changed, and we're just going to keep on building and developing. And we know that over time, we're just going to continue to grow. So that's a huge thing for us as well. And just kind of for a little bit of perspective, is like on our first week, we actually had the stats we had was we had $56,000 of total value locked, and we had I think 60 different holders. So if you look at then compared to now, obviously if you're looking like the all-time highs compared to now, you're like, oh, we've dropped. But if you look at from where we first started off, which is about 6 weeks ago now, compared to where we are in this place here, we've grown across the board. We've developed so many different features. We have 2 different generations of NFTs that we've put out there. We completely redesigned our website. We've released our governance token, and now we've released our first blockchain game. So we're really tracking at it as like, what are the things that we said that we were going to develop, and are we hitting those roadmap items? Are we hitting those landmarks along the way? And it's a yes, 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 yes across the board. And we know, and we've been doing a lot of marketing along the way. We know there's going to be volatility. We know there's going to be ups and downs. But overall, the trend is looking like this if you take a longer term view of things. And we just see that it's just going to keep on increasing moving forward, especially now with the release of our first game. And so just to kind of review, like, what is that roadmap and kind of go over everything exactly where we're at. So initially we started off with the launch of our farms and the launch of Theoretics, like right at the start. That's what we had. The first feature that we released is our NFTs. So we released our Generation 0 NFTs first. All the bronze of those ones sold out. And then we released our Generation 1 NFTs as well. So we've sold out a decent amount of the bronze tokens, and now the silver, gold, and platinum tokens are available. Next thing we did was that we completely redesigned our website. Anyone who was here before and saw what the old website looked like compared to what we have now will tell you that it's a massive, massive improvement. Then we released the master token, which is our governance token. And so that's allowed people to lock up their theory token. So again, anyone doing that has that long-term outlook and understands that it's how we're doing over the course of a year, not how we're doing over the course of a week or two. Next item off that which we released is our game AlterGene. And so that's our first blockchain game that we've released. We're really excited about. We're going to have some updates pushed out today that's going to improve the networking and help with the speed for all people around the world to make it a lot easier for you to play, regardless of where you are in the world. In terms of what's coming next, so we invested a lot in terms of development, and we actually had a situation where we had 4 different projects all get essentially completed around the same space of time. So we actually have the lottery, the NFT marketplace, and the Angry Birds game all done. Now they just need to get audited by Sweetie and then just pushed out. And so the next thing that's going to be done is the lottery. So that's going to be getting audited over the next couple of days. Make sure that everything is completely, all the security measures are there. As soon as they are, that's going to get deployed. So again, the lottery is going to be a lot of fun. People have that kind of a wagering mindset and want to put some money in and see if they can be the lucky winner and win. We have the NFT marketplace, which is also completed as well. So that just needs an audit and needs to get pushed out. So it means that all the people that have those NFTs, they're able to sell them on the marketplace. You can buy them on the marketplace too. Again, but every feature is all going to be using the game currency. That's the only currency that's going to be used for it. So it's going to create that buy pressure and it's going to create burning for the game tokens. And then the next thing that we have coming out is Angry Birds. So you guys have seen the video of it. The Angry Birds game is completed. It just needs to get connected to the smart contract. Again, a little audit done on it and then pushed out as well. So all 3 of those items are in the completed list. They just need to get pushed out. So within the next 7 to 10 days, you're going to see us have 4 different features, all of which are exclusively using the game token, 2 of which are pure games, 1 of which is the lottery, and then 1 of which is the NFT marketplace. So all we've been doing in the background is just developing and building these different features, and every new feature that we add gives another buy pressure and gives another use case to the game token, and it gives another platform for the game tokens to get burned, and it's just going to help to increase our demand over time. And in terms of what our marketing strategy is around that, so we have a 2-pronged strategy that's going to help us to grow our holders over time. 2 different types of people we're looking to attract. The first type of person is a gamer. And so because of the games that we're having, like AlterGene, you don't have to be someone who is a hardcore into DeFi and, to know everything about liquidity pools and staking and seigniorage to actually play that. All you need is just to buy some game tokens and you're going to be able to play the game. So with that gives us the opportunity to tap into the entire ecosystem of play to earn gamers, people who are interested in playing blockchain games and want to make money from them as well. So that's going to be one audience that we're going to be able to tapping into. So you're going to see us have more features and more promotions by GameFi type people, from YouTube influence to Twitter influence, people who are really heavy into the GameFi space. So we're going to be going after those gamers. And then the other side of it is our DeFi investors, who I imagine most people here are DeFi investors. And for them, the reason why they're going to be excited to come into game theory is they're going to come in and see real games and see real features and real utility. And that's what's going to give them confidence that long term, over time, game theory is only going to get more and more valuable as more people are playing our games. That creates more outside demand for our currency, which is going to give more stability to the seniorage mechanism and allow us to be able to have theoretics be printing, more game tokens be coming into the market, but have them actually get used as currency. And then there's obviously going to be people who are in the middle of those 2 points where they're gamers and they enjoy playing the games like a lot of people have been doing so far, but also they're excited about taking advantage of the investment side of things and being in the liquidity pools and being into theoretics. And so that is kind of like our overall vision. And it's exactly the same as what has started. The pivot that we made was that rather than this vision being all based on Brutal Network and that taking 12 months for it to come out, we wanted to make it about the entire ecosystem and have smaller size games, medium size games, and the larger long size games like Brutal Network. But we wanted to give that utility and have those features in the short term, so people weren't waiting a whole year before they could play any of our games or before we could push out any of their games as well. So that's kind of where we're at as well there, guys. As you can see from our perspective as a team, we actually think things are going amazingly well because we're really taking a much bigger picture of things, like considering what's happened to the price of Fantom and the price of Tomb over the past 2 weeks. We feel like we're doing really well. We're still ahead of a bunch of different seniorage protocols in terms of total value locked, and it really doesn't take long for us to increase that and oversize. But we were always aware that given the fact that we didn't have any games released, all of the money that we attracted in the first 6 weeks of launch was speculative money. It was people making predictions over what they thought could happen, but it was not based on what we had actually built yet. And for us, it's like we're really, really focused on building those features so that the money that's in the protocol is not just 100% speculation, but it's actually based on real utility, real revenue that's being generated, a real sustainable business versus just a project that just burns really hot and then just flames out very quickly as well. So that's kind of where we're at as well. We love everyone getting involved in the Discord. Please ask your questions. It's very understandable. Like, it's been a red market across the board. You can see these numbers here, everything looking red. We go onto Deck Screener, you can see like where Bitcoin is at, Ethereum is like BNB. It's just been a very red week over the past couple of weeks, but we're not deterred. We're really excited about where we're going. We're really excited about the community that we've got going on. These games are awesome and they're really fun. We're super excited to have Angry Birds come out. The next game that we're building after Angry Birds is going to be Texas Hold'em Poker, so we're really excited about that. I'm a big poker fan, and we have a lot of people who be very excited to be able to have that fun of playing the card game and also winning some money off of every hand. So we have a ton of plans in the future, and we're excited for all of you guys to be with us. And for anyone who hasn't seen it yet, we're just going to finish off by going and checking out AlterGene for ourselves. So I am right next to the Wi-Fi router. The reason why it's called AlterGene is because our hero Luna, the power-ups that she gets, alters her genes and gives her the ability to be able to do different things. So we hop onto it. So we're going to be having the networking push out today. See the music come on there as well, so everyone's been hearing that in the background. So we're going to be having the networking push coming out, which is going to help to speed things up. I wanted to do this live so people could see for real that, this is part of the development process. And for us, it's like we could have taken, a month or 6 weeks to kind of work on the game to make it so that everything is kind of more in place, but we kind of look at it as more of a stage release. So we thought we'd get out the alpha kind of version 1 coming into it first, and then we would kind of take our steps and move forward from there. So yeah, we're really excited about everything that we kind of built over here there, guys. We've got someone who's been crushing it on the high scores, who is MUN, and he's been doing an awesome job. And yeah, we're just really excited for the future. So thanks so much for tuning in there, guys. I hope you have an awesome day, and we'll speak soon.